Well, I know most of you were on the edge of your seats as you enjoyed that encounter between Namibia and Tunisia, and what a game it was. I'm Justin Mahlahla and welcome to the main news. I'm joined by Nubo Maungwa at the sign language desk, and these are our top stories tonight. Government engages business ahead of launch of new industrial development policy. In business, government calls on miners to guard against risks associated with rains. And in sport, Chevron's level T20 series against Sri Lanka. And now to the news in detail. A new industrial development policy is being finalized as the country seeks to consolidate gains and further expand manufacturing output.
Government met captains of industry and commerce to assess the input of the Zimbabwean National Industrial Development Policy ahead of its launch in the next few months. The captains of industry and commerce who met government officials in Harare this Tuesday are expecting the 5-year blueprint to achieve its intended goals.
The energy that is needed, the electricity that we need in order to drive the level of industrialization that we want to achieve, the skills and everything must come into focus and be able to collaborate.
What we are trying to achieve, obviously, is to see the industry contributing a significant portion to the gross domestic product of the country. Challenges we had been facing, especially of a very stubborn import bill, which had seen our trade account somehow under stress, are what we want to have a lasting solution to. So you'll see this is part of the implementation of the Vision 2030.
Cabinet Committee on Innovation, Science and Technology and Industrialization Chairperson Professor Emon Mulwira revealed that the policy document is already finalized and will be submitted to authorities for consideration.
This policy is about how do we make the vision work? How do we make the vision get realized? It gets realized through industrialization. So our policies have to point towards what is excellence is doing. So innovation and industrialization as a way to achieve Vision 2030 is exactly what we are discussing here. And this policy will be the hallmark of how Zimbabwe will become.
The new industrial policy will seek to ensure the private sector takes the lead in socio-economic development. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
The Tripartite Negotiating Forum has opened in Victoria Falls, with partners agreeing on the need to give dialogue a chance and finalize the social contract. Mohlomuli Ncube reports.
The TNF, attended by local and international delegates, is an opportunity for the three partners, government, business and labor, to find common ground. The inception of the Second Republic has opened an opportunity for the partners to find each other, reduce conflict and work for the country's economic development.
We strongly believe that as organized labor, we should continue to dialogue, but with the sincerity and truthfulness it deserves.
As business, we think one priority for us, for our economy, is the building of trust, confidence and nation building.
Government, led by the Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion, Professor Mthuli Ncube, highlighted that the Second Republic is seeking to create a new socio-economic environment, while the TNF chairperson, Honorable July Moyo, emphasized the need for a shared vision.
So there is real political commitment from the highest level to institute reforms to restore the status of Zimbabwe where it belongs among the family of nations of good standing. The TNF is a platform to negotiate socio-economic issues identified by the tripartite social partners.
Negotiating forum now is an act, as everybody has said, to consult and negotiate over social and economic issues and submit recommendations to government, to foster cooperation of the tripartite constituents and consult other key stakeholders and contribute to the formulation and the implementation of social and economic policies.
TNF also shared experiences with delegations from Greece and the International Trade Union Confederation. Zimbabwe is seeking a well-oiled tripartite negotiating forum where partners engage freely and share their grievances for the overall good of the economy and well-being of the citizenry. Mhlomuli Ncube, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
Forbes Border Post has started operating 24 hours, with commercial vehicle operators and drivers pleased with the milestone development that will shorten delivery times and improve on efficiency at the port of entry.
Forbes Border Post is the third port of entry to adopt a 24-hour schedule after Beitbridge and Chirundu border posts, with the development already having instant impact in terms of reducing queues at the ports of entry. The reduction of trucks queuing at the border post brought excitement on the part of commercial truck drivers, who say they have already started to feel the positive impact of the move, which started on Monday.
But driver, it's not welcome. We used to have a lot of troubles like queues, so now 24 hours at least trucks will be moving nice. Like
it attracts more business. It attracts more business from even other borders and other ports of entries.
Queue yairwadza kubva waibata queue kunonzi kusakubva uko kubata queue kusakubva unetsana nembavha kuti uchibirwa mabhatiri diesel fuel zvese izvozvi takufara takukwanisa kufamba nenguva basa richiitika. Aiwa zvinotendwa zvamatiitira izvi.
Manicaland Secretary for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Mr. Abiot Maronge, says the first day of implementing the 24-hour schedule was smooth, adding that elimination of congestion will make the border post one of the most preferred port of entry.
I can confirm that the 24-hour border schedule has commenced at the Forbes border post, and from colleagues on the ground, I can say with confidence that that has started well. Things have gone on smoothly so far, and as a province, we are excited about that development, which was made possible by His Excellency the President, Dr. Edie Mnangagwa. We look forward to the reduction and ultimate elimination of congestion at the border.
Government is on a drive to modernize infrastructure at ports of entry to improve efficiency and enhance ease of doing business in line with the objectives of the National Development Strategy 1. Kenya's Chivuje, ZBC News, Mutare.
To the Midlands province now, where the newly constructed Holy Cross Dam in Chirumanzu has become a source of livelihood for the local community through the setting up of self-help projects. Tafara Chikumira was in Chirumanzu and he sent us the following report.
The Holy Cross Dam wall, which collapsed in 2007, was reconstructed in a record 10 months, with the local community and political leadership providing labor and resources for the successful completion of the project. The dam's catchment area covers 5 wards, a mission school, a hospital, business center, as well as nearby schools. Experts from Midland State University have since partnered the local community to set up agriculture projects meant to benefit the community.
Nzara muno takuziva kuti tatopera. Mabasa vana vedu vakuwana mabasa nekuti izvozvi samawandira aita mvura muri kuonayo. Muchange maane fishi, vamwe na vamwe vanenge vachiti vamwe vari kuti kana zvakohwiwa zvekuirrigation yatakaitirwa 80 hectares naminisa vedu mairodzi kusangana chichibudikidza nemudhemu irori ravakativakisira iri kuda kuti vamwe vachati vachirima uko vamwe vachita zvehove vamwe vachitawo zvimwe chero zvokuti zvakohwiwa zvacho vachinogadzirisa.
Community yedu yanga isina mvura saka ino mvura yava padhuze taita almost 4 kilometers tichifamba chinotsvaka mvura saka ino community yakubetserekana zvikuru sei pamvura yekumwa.
Toda kutarisira kuti zviripo zvinoto takutoenda kumaguta chaiko nokuti dhamu iri kuvepo kwarotipa hove torarama zvakanaka ende kumunda kuchirimwa mbeswa dzakasiyana siyana.
Apart from fisheries and horticultural production, the dam has been earmarked to be a tourism hub offering boat cruising and other activities in line with the government's tourism growth plan. The Second Republic is making deliberate efforts to promote rural tourism with a view to ensure previously marginalized communities enjoy economic activities in line with the inclusive development agenda. Tafaraj Kumira, ZBC News.
Government has suspended the importation of potatoes and related products from South Africa after a pepper ring spot virus was detected in the neighboring country.
The move comes after the National Plant Protection Organization of South Africa detected the pepper ring spot virus in potato cultivars. Government says the suspension of potato imports from South Africa is meant to protect local farmers in the region from the virus, which renders the crop unmarketable if left uncontrolled.
We received a report of a new pest in South Africa for potatoes. It's called pepper ring spot virus, which is affecting potatoes in South Africa. We are therefore really on the watch, because that might also affect our potatoes and our potato farmers, which will be unfortunate. We are therefore, as government, taking measures to ensure that we don't risk our potato growers and our farmers and our country in general. We will restrict from now the importation of potatoes so that we protect our farmers from that ring spot virus.
A team of experts has since been dispatched to South Africa to assess the situation. John Nandara, ZBC News, Harare.
Candidates vying for the Zimba East constituency in the by-election set for the 3rd of February are confident of clinching the National Assembly seat based on the work they have done so far.
The Zimba East by-election pits ZANU-PF's Comrade Decide Manandra, independent candidate Oliver Mtasa, and Citizens Coalition for Change's Alberto Agrippa. Comrade Manandra and Mr. Mtasa have pledged to ensure settlements in the constituency are regularized.
Tinema illegal settlement akawandisa ward 11 ward 24 ward 10 nyaya dzevanhu vasina pekugara saka kana ndapinda ndichakumbira hurumende kuti itibetsere tikatwanira land vanhu vowana pekugara tozoita nyaya dzemadevelopers. Taane madevelopers ane more than 15-20 years akatanga maprojects akatora mari dzevanhu akadya. Ndomamwe maissues atinoda kuti tigadzirise vanhu ivavo.
Mtasa akanangana nekukoshesa relocation necompensation dzevanhu vanenge vakasara muland iyoyo development painoya munzvimbo. Hatisi kutarisira situation yekuti muzvimba isi vanhu vanongoti kana town reHarare richikura richipinda imomo vanhu vongodzingwa kunga mbwa vachiendeswa kusingazikanwi. Saka Mtasa ndo nyaya imwe achapusha iyoyo.
Efforts to engage CCC's Alberto Agrippa were fruitless as his mobile phone number was continuously not available. Regis Marco, ZBC News, Zimba.
The newly appointed Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation Board, which met the corporation's top management at Pockets Hill in Harare this Tuesday, is confident of adding value to the national broadcaster.
It is a new dawn for ZBC as the newly appointed board has expressed determination to oversee transformation of the national broadcaster. The 7-member board, chaired by Ms. Harriet Rushkwaya, held its first meeting with ZBC's top management this Tuesday, where they had an appreciation of the day-to-day operations of the national broadcaster. Ms. Rushkwaya said the board is ready to execute its oversight role.
Our core business is broadcasting, and some of the work that we would like to push during this term is the production and distribution of commercially viable, innovative, high-quality content that projects the national voice both locally and globally.
She added that there will be zero tolerance to corruption.
Our vision for the national broadcaster is to ensure that there is good corporate governance, zero tolerance to corruption, and that this space becomes a good working environment where there is no harassment in all the different forms.
The other board members include Advocate Louis Uriri, Mr. Chipo Neta, Ms. Precious Charandura, Mr. Charles Munganasa, Dr. Henry Mukono, and Dr. Naneti Silikuni. Fungai Jachi, ZBC News, Harare.
Seasoned journalist Hector Murombezi, who died in Harare on Monday, has been described as a humble and hardworking broadcaster.
Workmates, friends and relatives conveyed at Murombedzi's family home in Warren Park, Harare this Tuesday to pay their last respects. Murombedzi, who died at Suburban Hospital in Harare on Monday, will be greatly missed not just by his immediate family members but his neighborhood.
Nekuraskiwa nemunhu anenge ari padhuze nehistoriki like firo yavanenge vakaita no goodbyes no what zvinonetsa kutambira.
tiri kurwadziwa nekuti akanga ari munhu munyoro torasikirwa.
Workmates described Murombedzi as a humble colleague who was eager to learn, adding that he has left a huge gap which will be difficult to fill at ZBC.
Hector was an all-rounder. I'll tell you, he has been in all news departments. First and foremost, he was with ENG as a camera person. You can send him and do anything with the camera work. Above all, he was on the English desk, on the radio English desk for donkey years before he was transferred to Bindura to be our bureau chief. He was down to earth, eager to learn, and to manage the game. And we have lost a giant in the media fraternity, and in particular with the national broadcaster ZBC.
He was a very resourceful guy, well focused. Zvekuti yake ndofunga yatorasikirwa zvikuru asiya vananga vachiri vadiki.
Murombedzi joined ZBC in 1997 as a camera person before he was assigned to be sub-editor on the radio news in English desk.
Hector was a soft-spoken person who could socialize with all people, the young and the old. I first knew him when he joined ZBC as an ENG camera person at Pockets Hill in the early 90s. Later, he was posted to Bindura as a reporter, that is National Central Bureau Chief, where we worked together close to 10 years. We became so close that both our families could interact so much in social gatherings.
Murombedzi went on to join the Reporters Pool, where he was appointed National and Central Province Bureau Chief. Murombedzi then retraced his footsteps to the radio news desk as a sub-editor, a position he held until his death. Mourners are gathered at house number 527th Crescent, Warren Park 1. He is survived by his wife Joyce and 2 children. Burial arrangements will be announced in due course. Tara Madui, ZBC News, Harare.
Well, Hector will be sorely missed. Now, you do log into our website for more news. That's at www.zbcnews.co.zw. You can also interact with us on our X platform at ZBC News Online, as well as on Facebook. You can also visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel at ZBC News Online, as well as on our WhatsApp channel at ZBC News Online. And here are stories still to come. In business, government calls on miners to guard against risks associated with rains. And in sport, Chevron's level T20 series against Sri Lanka. Stay with us, we'll be back.
When you're thirsty for more,
this is the right choice, Zimbabwe.
The new Fruticana smoothie in 4 exciting flavors. Fruticana smoothie, color your mood.
It's time to get stepping, because if you upgrade your DSTV subscription now, we'll step you up to an even higher package.
Respect that.
Upgrade now and step up to even more action. Step up to more football. Step up to more local drama. Step up to more fun and get more than you pay for. Upgrade now and get boosted to the next package at no extra cost. And upgrade to step up and get boosted.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. Now, although the month of January marks the beginning of the new year, new jobs for some and back to school for others, it is also associated with empty pockets, popularly known as January disease. Now, in our next story, we visit Mbare Musika, where money usually exchanges hands in millions on a daily basis.
It is a new year which comes with a fresh start in almost every sphere. As the year begins, some are busy crafting New Year resolutions, while others have turned to prayer and fasting to seek divine intervention. In their various locations and different jobs, there is one common denominator: empty pockets, popularly known as January disease. The pockets are empty after carefree, if not reckless spending, during the festive season, but the chickens always come home to roost in January. The meat on the braai stands has been replaced by cabbage and other affordable alternatives. Jokes on how the month of January seems to drag on beyond the usual 31 days dominate almost every conversation. But how is business going? We visit the heart of Harare, Mbare Musika. This is where money changes hands. This is a place where thousands frequent to get various goods. Yes, there are people going up and down, but this is just a fraction of the multitudes who usually throng this place. The traders are reminiscing on the good December sales, but the money from those days is long gone. They are now faced with the traditionally dry January month.
Nyama ati dembe nda December anda utofarwa kamwe chete pagore tofara katonwa tozotanga edu kudemba izvozvo we are nursing hope tinoti zvinoita chete toziva kuti machi zvine zvanaka tinototanga kujabula futi taanini tajaira
January disease iriko hakuna kana mari kuno sekuno kumbare zvino zvinhu zvakatooma kwete zvekutamba nazvo vanhu havasi kuwanika havana mari kutomira kana walimo foja wakatanga kufamba tozowana kuti zvinhu zviri kufamba sei vanotambirawo mapeya hatimbovaoni kana kuti waenda nekupi kana watambira mari dzavo mari dzekupera nezvikwereti zvakachavira December
musoro wese wemombe wakadyiwa one day uya unenge wautanga ufungwa kuti akomana ndakazviitirei apane pakudyiwa mavheji manje January December vanhu vakatotenga vamwe vachitofarisa chaiko chaiko zvotoona kuti munhu akuda akupendera gore but January unoyo munhu adzoka asuwawo futi.
People make a living through different ways in Mbare. There are those who make brisk business through carrying goods for travelers and buyers. January is biting too. From between 30 and 40 clients a day, he is now getting less than 10.
Varungu havana mari. Tirikuita zvekutoshingawo kuti tiwane mari. Pana December ndakatakura wakawandisa. Asi January unoya vashomana zvisingaiti. Nhasi customer wauya ndangowanawo nhasi hoyi. Muna December ngade ndatotaura kuti kana 30 kana 40 ndasvitsawo.
It is the same hymn for the traders here, but this is now a national anthem every January. And come February and March, the lyrics will be different, laced by good tidings. Josephine Mugio, ZBC News, Harare.
Well, any regrets that you might have over the monies that you spent over Christmas or the New Year celebrations? This is the month, remember, that supposedly ends on the 40th. So hang in there. The end will soon come. In news from beyond our borders, Mauritius has raised a cyclone warning alert to the maximum after Cyclone Bilal brought torrential rain and flooding to the Indian Ocean island nation. The details.
The country's meteorological service says the storm is now moving away eastwards, but warned that other environmental risks still exist. Reports indicate that one person has been killed, while thousands have been left without power along heavy flooded streets. The International Federation of Red Cross Africa says more than 1,000 people have been evacuated and 8,400 people in Mauritius are without power. Cyclone Bilal has already hit nearby Reunion, leaving at least one person dead.
Donald Trump has won a landslide victory in the Iowa caucuses, cementing his status as the clear front-runner for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis edged out former United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley to take a distant second place. Trump has hailed his victory, saying he wants to straighten up problems of the world. Iowa is the first of the state-by-state contest where Republican voters pick their White House candidate. Meanwhile, biotech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy has dropped out of the race and endorsed Trump. Incumbent President Joe Biden is racing to secure his Democrat nomination in the November 5 polls.
A World Economic Forum President Bosch Brand says global economies should use the platform offered by the forum to increase collaboration to overcome shared challenges and boost the economic recovery amid conflict and continued effects of COVID-19. The 54th WEF opened in Davos, Switzerland this Monday, with more than 2,800 representatives from over 120 countries and regions attending.
Back home, we get straight into business, where government has warned miners to guard against risks associated with operations during the rain season to prevent loss of lives and damage to mines.
In a media briefing in Harare this Monday, Mines and Mining Development Minister Honorable Jemusoda noted that rainfall season poses dangers to mining operations. He called on miners to exercise extreme caution and implement responsible mining practices.
The Ministry of Mines and Mining Development would like to advise all miners, large scale, medium scale, and small scale, in particular artisanal miners across the country, that the onset of the rain season brings with it grave dangers and risks that are a threat to lives and potential loss of equipment and damage to mines.
Government has assured the miners offer more interventions to facilitate safety in the mining sector.
As a precaution, small-scale artisanal miners are advised to completely stop mining altogether and resume when the rains stop. Furthermore, miners should cooperate with instructions given by government authorities to ensure safe mining operations. It should be noted that Ministry of Mines and Mining Development inspectors shall be out in full force to ensure that there is compliance with all governance requirements, failure of which punishment will be imposed.
Official statistics show that artisanal miners record more fatalities during the rainfall season due to flooding and weakened ground, among other factors. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
We'll be back with the arts. Stay tuned.
Everybody's favorite fried chicken is closer than you think.
Now you don't have to travel far.